Tuesday in January. I cannot believe it. Can you? Honestly, I cannot believe it's the last Tuesday in January, which means it's card class night. And also, we had Jumpstart January this past weekend, so it's our big reveal. So if you are catching this live, make sure to tag your friends who at Jumpstart January so they can be here for the big reveal. And we had a great time this weekend. Between Friday and Saturday, we had 52 ladies. Well, actually, 50, well, 50 because two people weren't able to make it last minute day of, but their registrations, because it was a last minute cancellation, still got donated to the veterans. So even though they weren't able to make it, we counted them. Of course, the registrations counted in the total. So we were able to welcome, three veteran guests for lunch, and then we have two that scrapbook with us regularly, Lois and Gina. So it was great to have them with us. And then we also, two husbands, and then one of the husband's friends came from fishing, so they all had tacos. And I love that we're able to extend that lunch invitation to veterans and to people that haven't been before. Which we've had several over the years join us, and it's always great to meet them and thank them for their service. And I was just telling someone today that we had 5 veterans in the room, but we have so many wives and moms of veterans that come and scrapbook with us. So it's an honor to do this event every year, and also it's just a way for us to thank the VFW, since I do host crops there, and of course I pay to rent the space, and when they're able, I have them cater the food. So every crop I have is always hopefully a little bit of a blessing to them. But then this one in particular, all of our fundraising efforts go directly to them. So if you haven't been before, if you're new here, now you know that's what we do in January. Jumpstart January is a term that's been around from Creative Memories in a long time. There's no National Scrapbook Day, special kits or anything for it, but it's just a way for us to start off the year in our album projects and making progress. So let's get to these announcements. Like I said, the very last slide will be our big reveal of how much we fundraised. So you still have time. You can tag your scrappy friends in the chat, or you can share this video, and maybe other people will see it. All right, so next Tuesday is Project Recipe. That'll be at 3 p.m. I haven't decided yet. It'll be at 3 p.m. It'll either be a recording, or, which I hate to do. If I can work it out, then it may be on the road, because I will be traveling that day, and so it might be one of my roadside project recipes, which I haven't done in a while, so that'll be fun. So regardless, something will be happening next Tuesday at 3. Like I said, I'll either record it on Monday and play the recording, which, like I said, I hate to do, or I will figure out to do it from the road, which always causes its own complications, but that's part of the fun. Then in 2 weeks, we will have tool time with Tara. Some of the newest tools. That Border Maker cartridge just launched yesterday, and hopefully I have it 2 weeks from today. Sometimes those launch shipments on launch day kind of take a minute. And then the little trio punches, they came out 2 weeks ago, and I can't wait to show you what fun you can have with those. Then secret box opening. So in case you missed it, Creative Memories will be having 4 secret boxes. If you purchase all 4 secret boxes, then you have the option to purchase the 5th secret box, which will be not till next November, December. So the first one will be officially, the box opening is the 13th. But we like to have super secret box openings around here, and sometimes they're at retreats. And this one will be a Cherry Hill ice cream. So I will bring the secret boxes. Right now, I think there's 7 of us going. So order your tickets, and we'll go. Hopefully, it'll be a little warmer. If not, we'll pretend like it's warm. You don't have to have ice cream. You can have, I don't know, coffee if you want, espresso. But we'll have ice cream and open our secret box. So I will pay for the ice cream if you buy a secret box. And the pricing of the secret box right now is 10% off the retail. Plus, I'm offering free shipping. And or if you'd rather have it shipped to you and you don't want to participate in the Cherry Hill event, then you can just pay $5 instead of the $8.95 on the Creative Memories site, and I will eat some of that shipping costs and ship it to you. So regardless, if you want all 5 boxes, you need to purchase them the same way all the times, all 4 times, so that you're eligible for the 5th. So if you are going to purchase it through me, like these type of events, then just plan to do that all year if you do not want to miss out on the 5th. And the 5th this year was great. So you can do that at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. You can do it after we get off here tonight. Just don't forget. They ordered a second batch of them last year because they realized if people miss out on the first one, it sold out really fast. And then they ordered another round of them because people were freaking out that if they didn't get the first, then they couldn't get the 5th. So don't delay. Get that order in. And then part of the official secret box opening is the virtual crop. So that'll be Friday to Tuesday. So why am I doing it early? Why am I not doing it on that Friday? Because I will actually be en route to a half marathon on that Friday. So I have done secret box openings via Zoom before, but I've loved to open the secret boxes in person with you guys. So we will do it on that Thursday, and then you guys will be ready for the virtual crop the next night and through Tuesday. So that's great. All right, and then 3 weeks we've got Techie Tuesday. That's February 17th. I'll be back on Artisan. Then the retreat to the island. Now the room block officially closes in a couple days, so there is still time for you to sign up. I think there are 38 registered with me. That's 39. I think we have a couple seats left. If you try to go on there and it says it's sold out, just give me a message and I'll see what I can do. We would love to have you. So this is in Fernandina Beach on Amelia Island. The hotel is just up the street from this. How do I know? Because I did a half marathon on Amelia Island in October. Ran right by this. And it's right across the street from A1A. So it's a great hotel. So super excited. All right, Scrap and a Snap. This replaces our monthly scrapbook club. If you want to do an album 1 2-page spread at a time, well, you're going to do them 3 at a time this year. We're going to do them quarterly. So we're going to get together as a group on March 26th and do the January, February, March pages. And they all coordinate with the On Your Own collection, which is brand new. And super excited to continue this. Oh, the volume is low. Is it because I'm far from my microphone, Anita, or do you need to turn your volume up? Is your volume all the way up? Somebody chime in here. Let me know if that's better. I was kind of leaning away from my microphone. Let's see. So Scrap and a Snap, March 26th. All right, and then we have our Memory Maniacs Retreat to the Lake. This is in Mount Dora, April 30th to May 3rd. Super excited about this. This will be my 75th retreat, and it'll be an Alice in Wonderland theme. And I think some of you tried to book your hotel, and they said the room block was full. So I emailed and called my person there and said, we need more rooms in the room block. So bear with me. If you reached out to me and said that it was full, then I will get back with you when I get the all clear from them. And here it is. We did it. So last year, I think we did $5,002 or $5,003. So we added $15 to that. Hey, a win is a win. And our goal was 5,000. That's always sort of the goal I have for these events. And we did it. 5,017 with the help of some last minute contributions. There were 3 people that were not signed up for the crop. One of them's on here right now. Who did not attend the crop, and they reached out to me via Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, and Cash, and they put us over the top. So that is fabulous. I could not be happier that we get to donate another $5,000 to the Port Orange VFW. So I will be bringing a check by to them this week, and we should be all set to go as far as the VFW is concerned until next year, and we will be back there several times. We will be back there for Go Gray in May, raising money for the Cannonballs for Cane Foundation in May 15th and 16th, I believe. So that will go up on my website very soon. Actually, remember, you register for that directly at cannonballs.org. So my site will redirect you to that. So in May, we will be there. Then we'll be back in June. And then back again in August for Scrappapalooza. And then we will be there September 18th and 19th for the Crop for Gray and Gold. And I think that's it. So May, July, August, September. So 4 more crops there this year. And super excited. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All of you that attended, donated items, purchased tickets, purchased raffle tickets, purchased reverse raffle tickets, donated silent auction items, bid on the silent auction items. Tracy and Stacy from Masterpiece Jewelers always come through with beautiful jewelry. Carla Colburn, Origami Owl a consultant. She always donates beautiful pieces. And Casey donated from Frequence. And so we just had Carol Hemberger. She always donates from Bankers. She's a Bankers Life representative. So we always have some great businesses within our crew that donate, and then of course everyone just steps up and for the raffles and everything else. So I appreciate every single one of you. Can't say that enough. This is real life impact we're making on our community, and super proud to call you all my friends. And so congratulations. I will hopefully get a picture at the VFW when I give them their check, and I will share that with all of you. So thank you so much. I guess now we have to get to card class. So we're about to make some fun cards, and you can stick around if you don't have the kit. I have 1 kit remaining, so if you do want to buy it, you'll want to let me know. I'll take it. I'll set it aside for you. All right, but these are the cards we are making tonight. It's cold. You saw them in my fuzzy jacket, and it's gonna get colder. The poor people up north. Thanks, Carol. Carol's signing off. All right, so these are our cards, and if you are a first time doing these doing cards with me, they are in your bag in order. So you want to slide them on out like so. Those of you that have been around a while, part of card subscription, okay, bye Gina. Then there's an urban legend about otter toes, and these little flames are going to remind you of otter toes, that's for sure. I'm just going to say that. Those of you that have been part of my card kit subscription, they kind of, like I said, those otter toes live in infamy. So this is our first kit. So what I did was I used the Birthday Bonanza matte pack for these cards. And in a lot of ways, I thought, oh, I'm going to use a matte pack. And there's sentiments on there. And so these are going to be, you know, easy. Well, the problem is also I like to make things difficult for myself. And hopefully they're easy for you. Because hopefully I did the hard part for you. If you have a good pair of tweezers, we do have a lot of little pieces. You should have 2 of these. What happened to my other one? Aha, see, it got stuck down the bottom. So if you feel like you're missing pieces, you might want to check, especially these little ones. They kind of slide around in the back. So this is what we've got going on here. We've got our white base. So we're going to fold that. If you got a bone folder, go ahead and use that. Move this out of the way. And then our pink background goes on. So there should be just a tiny a little border of the white. Now, I left the rickrack full length. So if you want to trim it a little bit and you want it to be the length of like the width of the card and not overhang on the white, you can do that. So what I mean by that is right here. So if you want to trim so that it's even with the pink, you can. Or if you want it to like overhang all the way to the edge of the white card. So we're going to put on our happy birthday first, and that also the same. Maybe you want it to go all the way to the bottom. Maybe you want it to go to the pink. So I'm going to just go to the bottom of the pink, and I'm going to make sure that it is centered, left, right. And you should have an equal space around. And then these little rickrack pieces are going to go here along the bottom of the card. Now, before you put your adhesive on, make sure that they match up like that. Because if they're flipped over, then you're going to get a different look. See how those little peaks touch each other instead of nest inside each other. So you want to kind of lay it out first. And let's see. So I did just flip this over, right? Okay, let me move up here to the center here. And I have several of these. Oh, good, this one works. So the repositionable tape would be great for this, or this precision point adhesive. And then I'm going to leave mine edge to edge on this one. On my sample one, I didn't, but I'm not going to trim this one. right, so we've got those on there. And now all that's left to do on this card is to add our balloons. Now I used the pink side, the light pink side. And so you should have 3 balloons, 2 of one size, 2 of another. So my sample had 2 big. This one has 2 small. So you can kind of group them however you want. Then you've got some stars, and I used that fun lava paper that we use. I had some scraps of lava paper, so you should have some teal and purple lava. You also have some like little confettis, and so whatever you want to add to that. Oh wait, these aren't the thin. So I mailed you the new thin foam squares, but I left them in the other room, and I'm not gonna go grab them. So I'm just gonna use the big ones. Ooh. And I probably am gonna have to run out of here and grab them, because I'm gonna need some on some other pages. So I think I'll just pop up one of these over here. Maybe I'll do them both. I have 2 more. These they were lying about here near my desk. Got very excited, except there's only 4. So I'm going to put one up here in this corner and another one next to it. And you can add these little like streamers to below your balloons if you want. You notice that these came out together at the same time. The punch, so this is with the confetti border maker cartridge. That's what made all these. And you can see that the artwork in the background, all those little confetti things are the same. Like they have the same 2 shapes. And I love that those are repeated in there. So I am just using my tweezers to kind of attach. Oh, did I put sometimes it's easier to put it on the page where you want it to go, or on the card at this point. Sometimes it's hard to manipulate these little paper pieces. So that is what I'm going to do right now. But see, we've got bling. Let's wait till the end to bling them all, because you have a variety of colors that you have, like a rainbow of fruit flavors. I did not use the brown. I don't know if I used the black. I don't think I used the brown or the black, but I used all the other colors. So once you have them all made, you kind of see where and maybe you want to mix them up. Like I used the light pink, the dark pink, and the clear on here. And then on here I used green and clear. So anyway, we will come back to this once you've got your balloons on there. Oh, I like how on this one I put the balloon down here. In my sample, I did it different. That's okay. Today, I felt like putting the balloons at the top. And you've got all these little confetti, so I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to just kind of leave them off to the side and kind of do all those when it's time to bling. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So the next one we have is Oh Happy Day. And this one I went back and forth. So I tried 2 different things on my sample. I really wanted to add something exciting to this card. So I ended up doing stickles. So I painted those on there for you with a brush. just because I wanted it to have a little bit of mylar sheen to it. And so hopefully you like that. I don't think I've done that before for a card class. So your base is already folded, scored and folded for you. And then this is going to go on here. But you know how I always forget? We're not going to attach it because we're going to wrap the string around that before we stick it down. And we also need to cut this in half. Hopefully. Whew, these are... hopefully, there's not a lot of extra on here. I really could have given you an extra inch. And I had plenty, so I apologize. That's going to be... It's going to be tight. So what we're going to do is add all these things first. So we're going to add our Oh Happy Day. If you don't like the bling, I suppose you could use the other side that does not have it. So I'm going to center this top to bottom, side to side. And then we're going to add the purples edge to edge. And so they should, maybe, oh, they aren't, oh, that's good. So there isn't like a particular way. You can use adhesive of choice on here. I guess I opted for this. Now I want to get as much of the stripe paper as possible. So I'm going to go right to the edge of that. And then same with this. I'm going to add this. And I need to scooch that over a little bit. Okay, so that is the first part. Now we're going to take this pink string, and I did not attach it at all on the front. I only did the back. So here is what I suggest, that you turn this over, and we're like, you can see, you know, where it's going to be. But go about an inch from the edge, like that. So you can see how, and do that on both sides. And I feel like I just got darker for some reason. I don't know why. Still don't have my new lights in. Okay. So now that I've got the adhesive ready to go on the back side, I'm going to center this little piece of string and tuck it around the back, and it's going to stick to the adhesive. So you just want to run it right along the bottom and stick it over. And that will hold it. I'm going to go over the top of them. So now it's double. And then we are going to do the top. So I felt like it was a little short piece of string. It is, but it'll do the job. I'm going to go over the top of it again. Perfect. So now I have our Oh Happy Day. And I can add more tape and stick it down. Oh, my fold here. Help. That was already pre-scored, but you can go over it if it needs attention. So this should cover all of the white if you put it on straight, which I did not. There's a lot of tape on there. I don't know. Let's try that again. Okay. That's better. I like this style card because I feel like some of these it just stands up so nice when you gift it to someone. And I've seen many of recipients of these cards that leave them up like that. So again, we'll come back and bling them. I use the purple ones on this one, but again, after we're done, we can decide what colors you want to do. And if you feel like you need to add a little bit of, liquid adhesive to keep that ribbon in place, you can do that too. It looks a little wet right now, but that should dry just fine. It was a little floppy. All right, so that is our second card. Next up, we have the candle one. Dun, 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 dun. Take your time, and if I'm going too fast, then you can definitely come back and finish any of these later. So here's what this card looks like when it's done. We've got 3 candles that are 2 colors. So just make sure, like with I did the dark on top, the dark color on top. And, okay. And so the light color underneath. So just make sure that you have it right when you're putting your adhesive on, because they are two-toned. And notice that there is a flat and a curved edge. Now, honestly, I don't know if you have a preference. It looks like I did the flat end up on this one and the round one on that one. I don't think it matters, but maybe be consistent. Don't do what I did. Then you've got some flames, and I used, let me give this one a little haircut here. I used both sizes on my sample. I used the bright yellow side, but you can use whatever you want. If it's too hard to deal with these, I gave myself the fuzzy ones. Then you can just do one of them. You don't have to do a double flame like this. And you can use it's double-sided yellow. So one's like a goldenrod and one's a bright yellow. So if you want to mix them up, you certainly could do that too. And either the dark color and then the light, or vice versa. So whatever you'd like to do. Then you have a chunk of black. Now, you notice I have these little wicks in here, and I do think it looks good to have a wick, but I gave everyone a chunk of black, and you're just going to trim off the tiniest little piece. And you're going to just stick that on the back with adhesive. So you don't try to put adhesive on these ridiculously tiny pieces. But you'll want to use some of the foam squares that I gave you to pop up this middle piece. And I'm just looking around because on my desk, there's bound to be another one, but I don't see it. So I'm going to have to step away. Thankfully. Oh, I had to take off my fuzzy jacket. I always get so warm. Okay. So I did have to step away to get some of these. Now these are the thin foam squares. They're 0.04 inches. So they're very, very thin, which is nice. Sometimes you do want a thicker one, and maybe that time is for this. But I really prefer the thin, and Creative Memories over the past has like they have like specialty adhesive stuff that's only available for a short time, and this thin one sells out super quick. So I'm so glad that it's part of the line now, especially for scrapbooking. I mean, some people don't like to use the foam in cards because sometimes the post office doesn't like it. But the thin, so obviously the thin are a little bit easier. But also, in scrapbooking, you don't necessarily want things like super popped that can make your page protector like wonky and stuff. Okay, so you saw what I was doing there while I was talking. I added my green background, I added the candles, and then this piece is going to go in there, and you might just want to use a couple, 2, 3 big ones, and just pop that up. Come on, Nails. Work with me. Alright, so blow out the candles. So these are all fun birthday cards for the most part. Oh, happy day. Could be like a retirement or something. Doesn't have to be a birthday. But blow out the candles is probably most definitely a birthday. So you can decide how you want to do your candles. So I'm going to put my candles together first. And I'm going to go dark on top, light on the bottom. You can use your precision point adhesive. You could also use your repositionable. Just make sure you line up that square edge and the round edge. Let me tell you, cutting these things was a real pain. Even though, I mean, the Cricut did the heavy lifting, obviously. But they're just so delicate. I can't tell you how many. Oh, I just broke it. How many, like, damaged ones. And I was like, oh, I need to suit this super sticky mat. No, because yes, I did need the super sticky. That's why some of them might feel a little tacky when you use the super sticky. I think particularly with the Cricut, sometimes you get a little sticky residue on the back of them, which actually I don't mind because it helps like being able to pick them up. But yeah, the Cricut there's just like, this is so tiny, that thin strip. And oh, here it is. I covered up my purple one. And maybe you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna do solid color candles. That's fine too. Whatever gets you through. I just, it's when I was making these kits, because it's been a while since I've involved, some intricate Cricut pieces. I mix it up with my card kits, and if you are a subscriber, then you know that sometimes they're heavy on inking, or heavy on stamps, or heavy on die cuts. It really just depends on the paper, and I don't know, maybe the mood I'm in, because they are so very different. Let me stack up all my flames. I think I'm going to go with the bright yellow just because I feel like that matches the color on the cards best. And I need to, you can see where my blade, I don't think anyone else's looks like that. I just said, oh, the heck with it. I can't with these anymore. Now, because they are a little tacky, they might stick to each other, stick to themselves. I only see one little baby, and it might be stuck. somewhere. Or maybe I just won't use the little baby one. I'll just use the big one since I can only find one. It'll turn up. It's probably stuck to me somewhere. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to add some adhesive. Up. Maybe, I don't know. Did we decide where does the wick go? The square side or the round side? I guess I kind of like it on the square side on my sample. So I'm going to switch it up. So I've just got some adhesive right up to the edge. And that is for the world's tiniest little wick. So I'm going to stick that right on the back like that. Kind of like what we did with the ribbon. I need to cut away. And you don't need a lot sticking out. Oops, that's way too thin. But I should have given you ample amounts of black fur to add your wick. And so got my wicks on there. And maybe I'll mix up how I arrange them on my card. They're not going to the same people, so it does not matter. So this one I kind of went up and down, straight up and down, and these other ones on an angle. And I'm just going to add, you can go flat and just put it right on top of that wick. My wick is right on top of the printed candle underneath, so maybe I want to be able to see that wick. You could also pop up this flame if you wanted to. I did pop up one of these, so I will pop up that. And then this one I kind of just crisscrossed. I will stick this one flat and then I will add the purple. And if you pop in here and you want to say hi, we'd love to say hi. If you missed the announcement about how much we raised last weekend, it was over $5,000. So very excited we made our goal. And oh, I forgot. I was going to pop that up. I guess I'm not popping it up. So we got our candles. Hopefully you have little ones. Look at, I've lost the one I had. Oh, here it is. I'm going to find the rest of them. And we will come back and bling those out. Hopefully you are not super frustrated with these candles if you are watching the replay or making these after the fact. I can tell some people don't watch the videos. So then at my events, they come up and they say, I don't have XYZ. People are going to see this big chunk of black. And I don't know. Without seeing the video, they might be like, why? What happened here? All right, we're on to our fourth card. This one I love. I just like a monochromatic card. That's why I love this one and I love this one. It's like all blue and white. This is greens and white. I don't know. So is my soul. So this one I used the confetti border maker cartridge. Also, I used the champagne glass punch and punched it out of this mat. Now, if you are watched me before, you know this is something I do all the time. No one's going to see that under there. And it's just, you know, waiting there. Look what this is. I'm so sorry. This is not even. Good thing this gets covered completely. So, oh no, there's a little bit of edge around it. Apparently I cannot get this folded for the life of me. So there's a little bit of white on this edge. so don't go straight to the edge. Leave a little bit of white. And then this white is going to go. The one that has the confetti out of it. And then your very special day. I love a thin mat. If you watch all my videos, you also know that about me. I don't love a thick mat. And then we've got this cheers to you on your very special day. So that's the sentiment of this card. This also could be, I don't know, maybe you know somebody that got engaged. And that goes like that. All right. Then we're going to take, and don't let me forget to pop this up. We got our champagne glasses. I did pop one of these up. I think that looks nice. I like when there's different levels. And so I'm just going to use one of my small ones there. I am definitely not going to try to get it on that bottom part. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the bubbles in toward each other. So see how the bubbles are both facing in. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to add some tape on here. And if it hangs over, you can just kind of fold it back. And you notice there's some white stars around here. And you've got white stars in here. Now, if you don't end up using them all, I think, I don't know, one might have jumped over from the other card. But I'm going to put one big white one up here. Added my adhesive, and now I'm just going to drop that on. And then two down here. Like I said, I just love how monochromatic that is. And you do have other, like if you want to add any circle or other confettis, I just kind of punched that into everyone's kit. And that's why they're kind of, that's why the confetti, the streamers, that's the word I'm looking for. The streamers are in there as well. All right. And that one is now done. I think these might have to be trimmed too, if I remember correctly. You might have to trim them to get them the width you want. So I would mat them on there and then trim around. All right, and we're on to our last card. And that is this one. I hope all your wishes come true. Now this is a lovely example of how to maximize your paper in multiple layers. So this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. It is 5 layers, but this one's going to go completely cover. This one, you can see I cut out, and the mat, I cut the sentiment out of here with a smaller, going to use the scissors. I'm not going to just tear it because I don't want a fuzzy edge. Okay, and so then that was cut with a slightly smaller oval with the custom cutting system. Now this is going to go back on here. And there is an error. Is everybody's a little bit long? Well, you can go flush to that edge, or you can grab a trimmer. Quick, now I want to see, did I just forget to trim mine, or did I forget to trim everybody's? I need to grab something that I can use as a measuring. I don't know. I need to grab a trimmer. My CM one is out my other desk. So this just needs a little bit of smidge. That's why I always say keep your trimmer handy. You never know. You could go edge to edge on that. I just like it with all the layers, the mats. So I had to take off some edges there. And then these are going to go right back on here. And I did put a little bit of foam in here just to lift it a little bit. So let's start sticking. So first we're going to go with this one. And again, like I said right at the outset, I used the Birthday Bonanza matte pack on this. I like just the bright colors for birthday cards. Oh, did I have two? Uh-oh. Is somebody missing one? Why do I have two of these? That's concerning. I shouldn't have any extra. So, I have yours. If you are missing one, like, where did that come from? Is that why I kept having to trim it? Was I grabbing the wrong one? I'm losing my mind. In all seriousness, though, I don't know where that came from, because I should have the exact correct amount. All right. I'm going to go with this scenario here. Reach out if you are missing a piece. And my apologies in advance. Alright. We're going to add our sentiment, which I love. I hope all your wishes come true. And then that is going to get centered. Excuse me. Sneeze. And then this piece is going to go over here. I kind of let it go off, you know, the bottom here. You can do that if you want. And then just trim it with the scissors. Like this. So if you do decide you want to hang it off and it's hanging over, just trim that off. And then I am going to use some of the thin foam to pop up back here. And if you turn these like a diamond, then they'll fit right there. Oh, thank you, Faith. All right. So that's going to go on like that. Just a little popped up, not too much. And then now we can go back. We can add our, you can see on this one I did add some of the little white streamers. Streamers is the word that I keep forgetting. So I'm adding some stars on here first. Let's add some stars. And then if we want to add some confetti, I pieces of white confetti laying around here. I've got some purple too if you want to mix it up. But like I said, I just love these last two cards because of, all the shades of green, all the shades of blue. I just lost that. These little things. So tiny. One thing I like about these gemstones that I got for you guys for this kit is they are not the ones that are connected, and they are already have adhesive on them, so you don't have to try to put adhesive on them. And most of you probably have some extra bling lying around at this point, and you may decide that you want to use some bling you have at home. I'm gonna start blinging these up. I'm gonna start with the light green, I think, on this one. I put one down here, the little baby small one. I think I'll do that again. See how I do like opposites. So I've got these going opposite, I have blings going opposite, and I'll come back after I make a first pass through. So now you can go, if you want, to bling with me. We're almost done here. On this one, I used both of the blues, and I do like that. I'm going to do that again, I think. So I'm kind of mixing them up here. Bling is a lot of fun. I know for some people they're like, it's just not worth it. But I think that people enjoy the bling. Just a little something extra on there. All right. I think I'm going to skip over to this one. And I'm going to I did the purples. Do that again. I love how the purple is complementing. There's purple lavender in the stripes. Again, it's always good to have odd number embellishments. And so I'm just going to use 5 of the purple. I'm going to leave one of these lavender because these colors all, repeat because this is from the same collection. So, what did I do with this one? This one I used the clear and the yellow. I'm going to circle back to that one. This one I used the pink, light pink, dark pink. So let me do the pinks first. And definitely need something down here because I didn't have my balloon down there. All right. One more. And I'll save that last pink one. Maybe this one will just have a variety of things. All right, I still have orange. Did I use the orange? I used the gold. I guess I didn't use the orange. There isn't any orange in any of this, so that is why I didn't. But you can feel free to use that, of course. So I am going to use the yellow on this one. I'm going to put one over here where those two candles come together. And over here. And I don't know, I can add the purple. So I didn't use the red either. Okay. I did use the green. I'm not going to use those. I want to use the clear. I'm not going to use the brown and the black. Save those for another project, right? Okay. So almost done here. I think I'm going to add this last pink one. Oh boy. What was I thinking? Trying to just use my fingernails. That was a terrible idea. Put the pink over here. And I think I will add this dark green. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the dark green on here, but I think I need to. Normally I would say, oh, I don't know, it's not the right green. But I think because of there's so many greens in it, it looks good. All right. Okay. Come on now. There we go. Added that one. What else? What other ones need some? This one's got I think this one is just as good with just the purple. I think that one. I think maybe I'll add some clear to this. 5, 6, 7. I'm counting gemstones. I like to do them in clusters of 3 generally. This one can balance those out. This one has 6. We can just throw another clear one over here. I'm just trying to use these up because also, if you are like me, then when you need extra bling, sometimes it's hard to put your finger on it, or you're like, oh, I'm going to save that, and then you can't find them, or you just end up not. So I like to use up what I can when I can, so I can just pitch these little plastic pieces. We are thoroughly blinged, I believe. I still have some confetti and streamers that I can add if I want to. But I think that will do it for the January card class. I don't know how I have an extra one of these. If you are watching this and you are missing this, then I know you'll text me. You'll be like, I'm missing a piece. As you should. That is, like I said, that's going to keep me up tonight. Who's missing their piece? All right. Well, you can see I had to take off my jacket. I've got my mountains are calling. This is from a retreat to the mountains. Look at that. It looks like I've been through it. You know, making making cards is hard. Hard work. No, it's fun work. And I appreciate you being on here. If you join me live, and if you weren't able to join live and you're watching the replay, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you love your cards. And I guess that's it for tonight. Don't forget to sign up for the quarterly Scrappiness Snap. You can buy out the whole year or sign up for the quarter. And don't forget to sign up for the secret box. We're going to hang out at Cherry Hill and have some ice cream and open our secret boxes on February 12th. So 2 weeks and 2 days. And I hope to see you there. It's not a border maker punch this time. It's an edge, it's a square frame. It's a frame border punch. So it can be a border or it can be a frame. So it can go around. So love those. And I know there's some of you out there collect those. So you will want this one because it's exclusive. All right, that's enough for me. Until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.